G'day viewers, yes, it's that most exciting of all times, Yolog time. I have some informational type what bits of information to be imparting to yous all. First, a little bit of trivia that a lot of people have noticed. I've started using a microphone, which has made a huge improvement to the sound on my videos. It's not quite perfect. I think there's some stuff I have to work out about how to use it properly. If you haven't noticed the difference, this is what it sounds like without the microphone in my shed. Got a really tinny sort of edge to it, even though I put up some soundproofing, especially when I yell! But the microphone's a huge improvement, and I'm sure I'll work out the final few glitches and get it working perfectly. This Yolog has a bit of a theme, and it's things I do and things I don't do, just to clarify things for a few people who are wondering about my motivations. Now, a common comment I get is, you reply to a lot of comments. Not many people do that. Yeah, that's just a choice I make. It's not a judgment against anyone who doesn't do that. Something I do. I do it because I can, because I enjoy it mostly, to say thanks to people who are taking the time to watch and comment. I'll keep doing it as long as it's manageable. An indication of when it isn't manageable, one of my videos gets featured. The number of comments goes up a lot, and the number of morons goes up a lot. So I tend not to reply to morons, not to reply to all the comments, particularly the ones that aren't adding much. Even on my normal videos, it's unlikely I'm going to reply to an LOL or anything like that. Which is not to say don't do that. If you just want to drop a message to let me know you're watching, I really like that. I really appreciate it. I'm not saying you have to write a major work of literature every time you leave a comment. I'm just saying there's not much response I can give to that, so I usually won't respond to that. Now, while I do pay attention and respond to most communication I get, one thing I'll always ignore is subscription requests. That little automated feature YouTube has that lets you send out a, hey, why not subscribe to me? Hey, why not fuck off? Seriously, the one way to get me to ignore your channel is send one of those. I don't even look at the person's channel who sends one of those. I ignore them. I think that's more than a tad presumptuous. People who leave me comments, even when the comment is, hey, could you check me out? You might like it. There's a reasonable chance I'll do that. Not saying I will, not saying I will subscribe if I do check you out, but that is a bit more polite than this automated subscription request. That just gets up my nose. Now, I do usually reply to the private messages, emails, whatever you want to call the message system on YouTube. If you send me a message through that, I'll usually respond to it. If you leave a comment on my channel page, I won't reply to that. That's not what I see that as being for. That's people saying hi. So a lot of people leave comments on that, clearly expecting me to respond. I don't respond to comments on that. Private messages, yes. Comments, no. And when I get messages asking me to do collaborations, my answer is usually yes. But if you want me to do something, actually have something in mind. I've had quite a few people say, hey, we should do a collaboration. I said, sure, what do you have in mind? And they go, I don't have an idea. Do you have an idea? Yes, eventually I'll have ideas, and I will send a few things out. Sometimes I send the message to specific people who've said something to me before about being interested. I might in the future just make a video saying, hey, I have an idea. If you want to collaborate, send me a message. But if you're going to send me a message saying we should collaborate, it would be good if you had an idea. I like when other people have ideas rather than expecting me to come up with all the ideas. Mind you, I have a hell of a lot of ideas at the moment. There have been a lot of times in my time on YouTube when I haven't known what to do and I've struggled a bit. For the last couple of weeks I've had so many ideas. They're basically banked up. I've got a whole bunch coming up. I promised to do a blooper reel which will be coming up where I get very angry at a very simple thing that keeps going wrong. I've got some graffiti stuff. People who've watched a lot of my videos will know I've shot graffiti around Melbourne before and put it to music. I've got a shitload of new stuff in that. Some really cool stuff. I'm looking forward to putting that together. I've got a competition coming up this week. Stay tuned for that. What else? There are a few other things. So I've got ideas turning over like this at the moment. Not to say don't contact me and say let's collaborate. Oh, and if you have contacted me and I said, yeah, I'll do that, and then you don't hear from me, it's because I've forgotten, not because I'm ignoring you. So just send me a message to remind me. Ask Conmec, our last one, he prompted me 3 or 4 times, like I told him to, just because I have a lot going on, in case you can't tell, and I lose track of things. So I need gentle reminders every now and then. So if I've said to you, we should do something, and then you haven't heard back, just nudge me and say, remember when you said, and I'll try and get onto it. And gentle reminders, okay? Give me a break. You know how many messages I get? I think the scientific term's a shitload, or an arseload, or a fuckload. More than one, okay? Give me a break. Now, I was going to say that I don't reply to messages people leave on the Angry phone. If I happen to pick it up when you ring, I'll talk, but I've had a few text messages and a few voice messages, people saying, call me back, and no, that wasn't why I set it up. And if you are wondering, yes, the Angry phone is still active, you can still call it. But guess what? My mother-in-law was just here. She's from England, and she's just gone back. She'd bought a phone card to be calling her family back in England while she was here. She didn't quite know how they worked, and she bought one that had heaps of credit on it, and it expires at the end of March. In fact, you'd have to spend, I'm not exaggerating, have to spend several thousand minutes on the phone to England between now and then to use it up, which isn't going to happen. Which means I could potentially call other people from more expensive places to call. So, if you want me to call you, I don't know why, maybe you want to make a video of it, maybe we could talk about ideas, maybe we could just chat. I've had a few good chats on the phone. But a few people have said, ooh, I can't afford to. But you could probably afford to leave me a message. Now, do not leave any phone numbers in comments or even in a private message to me. If you leave phone numbers in comments, I'll have to delete them. That's a YouTube terms of service thing. It could be someone else's number. I don't know. So the only way for this to work, if you want me to call you, call and leave a message on the Angry phone. I'll have the number in the links over on the left-hand side as per usual. And where you can call and leave a message, you can call and talk to me for a second, or you can send a text message to that number. But it would have to be from a number that does not have call ID blocking. That's the only way it's going to work. You can't tell me a number, you can't text me a number, you can't message me a number. You will have to call me from the number you want me to call, and that means it has to have no caller ID blocking. We'll see what happens with that if people want to talk to me. So that's my attempt to clear up a few things. I hope you've learned something today.